Thanks very much. May as well try and win that cash anyway. Why don't we try pressing this button? Well, fingers crossed. What can you see, Borders?
People in very short skirts, my lord.
Ah, excellent. The 1960s. At last, we're getting close. I might stay a while, actually, for a bit of hippie free love. Not that free love would make a lot of difference to you, would it, Boulders? I mean, what would a sheep do with money?
Not girls in skirts, my lord, men.
Ah, Spandau Ballet, 1983.
I think not, my lord.
What? Romans. We're still centuries out. Come on, let's go. Although, I might just steal myself a Roman helmet while we're here. That's interesting. The machine seems to be seeking out our DNA across time. Just brilliant.
What, O Centurion?
We're facing a horde of ginger maniacs with wild goats nesting in their huge orange beards. Or to put it another way, the Scots. And how does our inspired leader Hadrian intend to keep out this vast army of lunatics? By building a 3-foot-high wall. A terrifying obstacle. About as frightening as a little rabbit with the word boo painted on its nose.
Ooh.
Oh, come now, Centurion. I won't have that. This wall is a terrific defence mechanism. Why, surely not suggesting that a rabble of Scots could get the better of Roman soldiers.
Okay, Legatus.
Welcome, General.
Splendid. Good to see you practicing your English, Georgius. Sed mihi nuntiatem est, Romanum undique oppugnare. Sed imperator nihil fecisse, praeter matrem vena venisse, et cumque uxorem duxisse. Itaque, senatus copiasse Britannia revocare ad civitatem nostrum imperialem defendem constituit.
Did you hear that, Baldus?
I certainly did, O Centurion.
Back to Rome at last.
Meus.
Say, this is interesting. There appears to be a large orange hedge moving towards us.
That's not a hedge, Consul. That's the Scots.
Continuate.
Shall we run, my lord?
Yes.
Perhaps we could negotiate. Last one there gets hacked to pieces by Rod Stewart's great-great-grandfather.
Let's get home, Border.
We don't know where home is. We're doomed to float through time for all time. Oh, woe is me!
Shut up, Border. Shut up. There is one final thing to push, which may be our salvation. Or not. Because it is, in fact, a lollipop.
Raspberry flavoured, my lord.
Oh, God. I'm going to spend the rest of my life in a small wooden room with 2 toilets and the stupidest man in the world.
Wait, my lord, do not despair, for I have a cunning plan.
Can I say I'm not optimistic, Border?
To be quite frank, my lord, neither am I. My family have never been very good at plans.
So, with suitably low expectations, what is your cunning plan to get us home?
Well, my lord, you know how when people drown, their whole life flashes in front of them?
Yes.
Well, if you stuck your head in a bucket of water and didn't bring it out again, then your whole life would flash in front of you, and you'd see where all the knobs and levers were when we first set off, and then, if you pulled your head out again, just before you died, you could guide us home.
Border?
My lord?
Good plan. With perhaps just one tiny modification.
Oh!
How's it going?
I'm 18 years old. I've just left nursery school.
Okie dokie.
I'm 25. I'm back at nursery school.
Very good.
I wish I flushed the loo first.
Yeah.
As we approach the end, my lord, what do you think we've learnt on our great journey?
Good question, Baldric. I suppose I've learned that I must buy you a much stronger mouthwash for Christmas this year. How about you?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose I've learnt that human beings have always been the same. Some nice, some nasty, some clever, some stupid. There's always a Blackadder and there's always a Baldric.
Yes, very profound, Baldric.
Also, it occurs to me...
Oh, God, there's not more, is there?
If you're in the right place at the right time, then every person has the power to go out and change the world for the better.
God, you really are as thick as clotted cream that's been left out by some clot until the clots are so clotted up you couldn't unclot them with an electric declotter. Aren't you, Baldric? Real change comes from huge socio-economic things that individuals have no effect on.
Unless you're king or prime minister or something.
Well, yes, I suppose they can make a difference. But for the rest of us, all we can do in life is to try to make a bit of cash. Which is what I intend to do right now.
Hang on. Did you see? Good Lord, Blackadder, what happened there?
Yes, everything went sort of squiggly.
I have, in fact, returned from the past.
You surely don't expect us to believe that, Blackadder. Clearly, that was all some sort of cheap conjuring trick.
On the contrary, darling.
Oh, well, bravo, with big brass bells on.
And as a little bonus, the crown of Queen Elizabeth I of England.
Well done, Blackadder. But tell me, all this stuff about changing history with time travel, you must have had to be damn some careful.
Oh, I was. Very careful.
So, Blackadder, tell us, did you hang out with any, big-time celebs?
Well, yes, actually. For example, this belonged to none other than Robin Hood.
Who?
Robin Hood.
Never heard of him. We'll have to do better than that, Blackadder.
Right. So you've never heard of Robin Hood? No. Well, this is the title page for Macbeth, signed by Shakespeare himself.
Oh, no, come on, you've heard of Shakespeare. He's the fellow who invented the ballpoint pen.
Yes. Well, I might have had an effect on one or two things, but nothing important.
Well, never mind, Blackadder, you've certainly won your bet. So, here's your 10,000 francs, and jolly well deserved too.
What do you mean, francs?
What do you mean, what do I mean, francs?
Well, surely you mean 10,000 pounds.
Pound? We haven't used those for 200 years. Not since the Emperor Napoleon won the Battle of Waterloo. Which reminds me, it's time for us to get to the television. Monsieur le Président will be broadcasting from Versailles any moment. Are you coming?
No, I might just go on one final little trip.
Oh, no, don't go. You haven't had a bite of the delicious garlic pudding.
After which, I'm going to do a petit peu de ballet.
Right, that's it. Come on, bowlers. We've got to save Britain. I thought I'd just drop in to wish you good luck with the battle. You can't lose. Hello, darling. There's one question I've always wanted to ask you.
Yes?
How come you're so great?
Because I'm me.
I'm a very big fan, Bill. Thank you. Keep up the good work. King Lear, very funny.
Good Lord, Blackadder, what happened there? Bravo!
And here, a front page of Macbeth, signed by Shakespeare himself.
Oh, my God!
That's better.
Well done, Blackadder. But what about all this stuff about changing history through time travel? You must have had to be damn some careful.
Oh, I was. Very, very careful.
Intriguing thought, actually, isn't it? You know, the smallest thing can change history. Imagine if Wellington had died before the Battle of Waterloo, we'd all be French.
Or if someone hadn't invented deodorant, we'd all be smelly.
The tiniest thing can affect the course of human history. Think what turmoil an unscrupulous person could wreak.
Yes, Could you excuse me for just 5 seconds?